So let's find child's pose, please. Hips on your heels, forehead to your mat, and let's find a comfortable spot to just start to breathe, right? So you can keep your knees together, you could spread them apart, arms can be by your sides, palms facing up, you could have your arms in front of you, palms down, whatever is the most comfortable for you to literally just focus on breathing. So if your arms are in front of you, palms down, lay your forearms completely flat down on your mat. And what that's going to do is help you relax your shoulders and literally just breathe. It's one of my favorite things to talk about, breath, because we take advantage of it all day long. And it's the most powerful tool you possess in your body. And I really do choose those words carefully. We take advantage of our breath. And that's because we breathe just deep enough to stay alive. That is the body's function. It's a beautiful, incredible machine, your body. It does what it takes to survive. So the mind thinks it's a waste of time to think about breathing, which is why we take advantage of it. It's just on autopilot. But the deeper you breathe, the more chance you give the body to literally use all the powers that your breath holds, or harness it all. The first thing it does is act as fuel. When we get into strenuous postures, the longer you lengthen out your breaths, the more chance you give the body to absorb the oxygen. Your muscles use oxygen as fuel. You will be able to hold those postures longer than you even thought you could, just by slowing down your breath and breathing deep. But more importantly, it will help you slow down your mind and slow down your heart. We love to think of mind and heart as the most powerful things we own, but it is absolutely your breath. There are times we trick ourselves into breathing, right? And it's usually when we get angry. We get angry, that physical reaction happens in your body. Mind starts to race, the heart starts to pound. Right? When we take the time, sometimes we say, I need time to just breathe. I'm just gonna count. What you're doing is tricking your body into doing nothing but breathing. And that's what's actually slowing down your mind and heart. So really try to focus on it. Even if you start a little mantra in your mind for the next hour of, now I am inhaling, now I am exhaling. Wherever you are with your breath right now, exhale all your air out. Empty, empty, empty your lungs. Take a big, full, deep breath in. Hold it all the way at the top. And then exhale with a ha. So that vibrational breath, be nice and loud with it, right? You're in the privacy of your own home or your own little space that you have. What that vibrational breath will do for you is help your mind connect back to your breath by hearing it and feeling it vibrate in your throat and in your chest. The minute I start to move you here in a second, mind puts the breath right back on autopilot. It starts to worry about what I'm saying, where you are in space, what you're doing, what you look like. Try to focus back on the breath. Now I'm going to cue a lot of vibrational breaths in class. You do not have to wait for me. Use them all on your own whenever you want. If that doesn't slow things down, you come back here to child's pose. It's always here for you. You slow everything down and you join back up with us wherever you are. Laura, I love it. The dog wants to do some yoga with you. That's beautiful. Right in the middle of you guys. So let's take one more breath. Exhale all your air out. Empty, empty lungs. Nice big full breath in. And exhale. If your arms aren't already stretched out long in front of you, bring them out long in front of you and walk your fingertips all the way up your mat. So let your forearms come off your mat, even your wrists, and let your hips just keep dropping nice and heavy towards your heels. It's gonna help you feel a nice little stretch on the right and left side of your body. Now walk both hands to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Right hand down, left hand goes on top of the back of your right. It should help you feel a little bit more stretch on the left side body. Walk both hands, upper left-hand corner of your mat. Now it's left hand down, right hand on top of the back of the left. Feel that little stretch. Both hands back towards center. Separate the palms a little bit. Tuck your toes underneath you, push your hips up and start to move around a little bit. Now you don't have to find your down dog, right? Maybe it's a moving tabletop, maybe it's a moving down dog, but nothing with too much structure just yet. We're gonna wake up the body. We're gonna get it ready for the next hour or so right here. So take stock in your body. what feels tight, what feels loose. The easiest way to take stock of what's happening inside your body is to close your eyes. When you take sight out of the equation, we eliminate one of the senses. When you do that, the rest of the senses have to pick up more slack, and the one that picks up the most slack for you is feeling. You will feel 10 times more what's happening in your body with your eyes closed. So you get to close them as much as you want throughout class. We're going to clean up our down dog. Now, everybody come into upper push-up plank position. We are setting the distance between our hands and feet, and we tend to get this wrong the most. We want to set them and we're going to leave them before we find down dog. So walk your wrists directly under your shoulders. Stack your arm bones on top of one another to help make you lighter as long as you spread your fingers wide and push the floor all the way away. Do not let your shoulder blades touch on your back. You got to push up till you can't push up anymore. Lift your chin off your chest. You're staring at a spot right underneath you, but open up the throat. It's going to get hot real quick, right? The minute it gets hot and hard, the mind tells you to breathe quicker. The quicker you breathe, the quicker you choke yourself out. You got to slow your breath down. You're warming up the body right here. Now leave your hands and feet right where they are. Push your hips all the way up. Head drops right between the biceps. Big upside down V. Now glance back at your shins. We want them to look like the number 11. We don't want them kind of poking out to the side. So it's about 6 inches between your big toes, nice and narrow with the feet. Spread your fingers wide, feel the webbing between all of your fingers. Now gently roll the weight forward in your palm. We're not lifting the palm up. We're pressing the knuckles more down where your fingers meet your palm. It's gonna help you activate your wrist muscles and keep you from jamming the base of your palm in your mat and stressing out your wrists. So if you can wiggle your fingers, you gotta roll the weight more forward. It's gonna activate your wrists. Takes the pressure off them. Head nice and heavy. Shake it, yeah, shake it, no, let it go, relax the neck. Suck your belly in and push your heart more towards your thighs. Now you could have a slight bend in your knees if that feels good, but whatever muscles you are using in your ankles, you wanna relax them. Letting your ankles just go, it doesn't matter if your heels touch the floor or not. We're just relaxing the ankles to stretch the entire backside of the leg from glute to heel. Breathe. You got to keep breathing because this is an active posture. Your body's still working, muscles are working. Breathe into it. So exhale all your air out. Nice full breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward and just walk to the front of your mat and hang in forward fold. You could hop later. We're going to warm up. Right? So we walk forward, we hang in forward fold. Now separate your feet hips distance. If you want to measure that distance, take your two fists and put them together, 8 knuckles straight across. Even if you have to bend the knees, the fists go right between the feet and make the capital letter H. That is your anatomical hips distance right there. Now inhale to a half lift, flat back. Your neck is part of your spine. Stare at a spot on the floor, push the crown of your head forward. Now suck in your belly and puff out your chest. It's going to help you lift the shoulders, really taking the curve out of your mid-spine. Feet stay flat on your mat. On an inhale, roll a little bit of weight towards your toes, feel your spine lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Now we're going to do it a little quicker. Inhale, half lift, flat back, crown head forward. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, sweep all the way up, come to standing in mountain pose. Biceps right by your ears. Feet get rooted firmly down. They're your foundation. Now squeeze up on your knees and thighs to build a solid base underneath you. So feel your thighs get nice and solid. Drop your tailbone straight down and suck the lowest part of your belly up and in. The more you can focus below your belly button, sucking up and in, the more the tailbone's gonna drop, taking that curve out of your low spine. So try not to poke the butt out. Think tailbone down. Crown of your head's floating towards the ceiling, and rotate your pinkies in towards one another to help pull your shoulder blades away from one another on your back. It's gonna give the lungs more space to grow on the backside. Now relax your shoulders away from your ears. Right? We don't want to choke ourselves out by pulling our shoulders up. Relax them down so you can breathe smooth and full, and maybe even close your eyes right here. You will feel your body start to sway a little bit with the eyes closed. Right? The body sways because it's helping you feel its way through space to keep it from falling over. That sway is a good thing. The eyes are closed, flutter them open. On an inhale, look up, maybe take a slight back bend. Exhale, you forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, your hands are going to go down. Step your feet back and pause in upper push-up plank position. Hips in line with shoulders, chin off your chest. We're going to set up our flow, but first we're finding our belly. Holding your upper push-ups, doing abs, right? So if you're not feeling your belly, you're not using it, you're dropping it out. You gotta suck the belly in. Think tailbone slightly towards the heels can help you really find the belly to suck it up and in. And breathe. Good, right? How do you show up on your mat for yourself when no one's literally talking in your ear, trying to motivate you? It's you and your mat. Here we go. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, lower halfway down. Push the floor away. That's it. Push up. Yes. Lower halfway down. Do another push up. Push yourself up. One more time. Halfway down. Push yourself up. Push yourself into down dog. So we just did push-ups with a purpose right there, right? So you find your down dog and you breathe, and I'm going to explain that purpose real quick. What we're doing is finding halfway down, because when we do go through a flow, we tend to lie flat down and just push and hinge in our low back, and we don't want that hinge. So even when we set up the flow here, if you go all the way down to untuck your toes, you're going to pull your heart forward and up, right? Creating length in your spine so that we don't just hinge in the low back. We lengthen out the spine. Here we go. Come an upper push-up plank. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale, lower halfway down, elbows by your sides. On your inhale, untuck your toes, the tops of your feet go down. Heart and chest comes forward and up. Look for the ceiling, up dog. On your exhale, tuck your toes back under. Hips high, heels low, down dog. That's your flow right there. So anytime you hear me say move through your flow, that is what you're looking for. Upper push-up to lower push-up, up dog to down dog. Exhale out your air. Take a nice full breath in and exhale. Now we're going to do a few sun salutations on our own to warm up. I'll walk you through the first one, so really pay attention. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop, front of your mat. Set your feet hips distance. It's those 2 fists if you're going to measure it. Inhale, half lift, organize your spine. Exhale, you forward fold. On your inhale, sweep up into the mountain or straight through to a back bend. Now, if you're going to go for a deeper back bend, squeeze your butt. It protects your lower back. Your exhale lets you know when you need to forward fold. Inhale to another half lift, reorganize the spine. On your exhale, your hands are going to go down. You hop or step back and you move through a flow. Now, when you get back to your down dog, take it all on your own. One breath, one movement. So what that means is I inhale, I move, exhale, I move again, whatever that next movement is. And what we're doing is warming our bodies up to our own natural pace, our lung capacity. Right? So if you're practicing with somebody, don't slow up to let them catch up. Don't speed up to try to catch up with them. Keep moving at your pace. Your mat is your island. This is the best way to warm up because you're warming your body up to your natural pace. And we all have different lung capacities. So we get to move on our own here. You breathe and move. And that'll bring me to the next thing I love talking about while you guys are still moving and finding your warm up here. And that is the power of choice, right? So nobody knows what's happening inside your body but you. So nobody knows what you actually need but you. If you need rest, rest completely in child's pose. So that when you work, you're actually working completely, right? You're never half in or half out of anything. You're not holding on for dear life. You're doing what you need for yourself. And that's super empowering. It's real easy, especially to come to a class like this and feel like, dude, tell me what to do and I'll do it. I'll hang on. I'll do whatever it takes to survive. I'm not asking you to survive. I'm asking you to make choices for yourself and empower yourself. When you need rest, rest completely in child's pose so that when you work, you're actually working completely. Andrea, I love it, doing it outside. You're lucky enough to be doing it outside. That's beautiful. Getting some yoga and getting some fresh air. Lucky you. So we do 3, we warm ourselves up, and then we find either our child's pose or our down dog, and we breathe. So wherever you are in that movement, that's exactly where you belong. You keep breathing and you keep moving. Everyone else, exhale all your air out. Empty, empty lungs. Take a nice full breath in and exhale. On your inhale, glide your right leg halfway up. Now keep your thigh parallel to the floor, point your toes towards your own face so you can gain a little extra length out of your hip socket. So try to stamp the heel on the wall behind you. Now inhale your leg even higher. On your exhale, move it any way you want. You can bend your knee, wiggle your ankle, wiggle your toes. Those are just suggestions, right? See what feels good in your body. Search for those sensations. And what's just as important to you is what does not feel good in your body, right? Notice those things, change them. Inhale your leg high. Exhale, float it down to the mat. Following inhale, left leg comes halfway up first. Thigh parallel to the floor, toes towards your face, gain some length, try to stamp your heel backwards. Inhale even higher, exhale any way you want. Now don't let your mind trick you into doing the same exact thing to equal out because it does not exist. The body not symmetrical. So if the same thing doesn't feel good, do something different, right? Tune into your body, don't tune it out. Don't go on autopilot. We meet the body where it is in this moment. Inhale the leg high. Exhale, float it down to the mat. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop, front of your mat. Set the feet hips distance. Now make sure your feet are nice and straight. Try not to let the toes V in or V out. I want nice straight toes. If you had a mirror, your toes would be hiding your heels. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, sweep up into mountain pose and pause right here. Mountain pose. Tailbone down, belly in for that nice straight spine. Now keep sucking your belly in. Inhale your heart up. On your exhale, sit your hips back and down into chair pose. Sit all the way back and down. Now we came into this first chair through mountain to make sure we keep a straight spine. We just tilted forward on an angle. We don't want to C-curve. And when we swing up, we tend to C-curve the spine, right? So think tailbone slightly down. We're not pointing it towards our toes, our heels. We're pointing it a little bit towards the mat to help you find the lower belly. Your belly is the front side of your spine. It'll take all the pressure off the low back. Now the weight stays in your heels. Your arms will counterbalance you. That's why we want to reach forward and long. The straighter your arms are, the more they're going to help you sit back and down, right? They're going to counterbalance you there. Now rotate your pinkies in towards one another. When you do that, it's like mountain. Rotating the pinkies opens up the back side of your lungs. Lift your chin off your chest and breathe. Don't hold your breath. Sit a little lower, lift the heart up a little higher. Take a big, full, deep breath in. Stand straight up. Take a back bend if you want it. When you exhale, you fall into your forward fold. Beautiful back bend, Kate. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, your hands go down, hop or step back, and move through your flow. That'll get you warm, that nice chair. Exhale the air. Big breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide your right leg up. Listen carefully. On your exhale, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Now your knee to your forehead. Round your spine, tuck your chin. Try to touch knee and forehead together. Inhale your leg long. Exhale, shoulders over wrist, knee to forehead. Use your belly strength, pull the knee all the way up. Try to touch the forehead. Inhale your leg long. Exhale, shoulders over wrist, knee to forehead. Squeeze and hold for 3. Listen careful. 2, try to place the right foot right between your hands. Now, if you didn't get your foot between your hands, no problem. Walk your toes all the way up between your hands, then spin your left heel down on the mat and inhale your arms up, warrior 1. We want a really long lunge of a stance here, but we want our knee over our ankle. So the easiest way to tell if your right knee's over your ankle is if you could see your right big toe past your knee. If you can't, you got to walk the toes out till you can. You look right back up. Now, I love starting with when we step forward with the one leg with that core work, because what we're doing is abs, and we're also teaching the body, kind of like we did with our first flow. We did those push-ups halfway. You're teaching your body how to step between your hands. If you couldn't yet, the more you do that ab work, your knee's going to come up further and further over time. One day you're going to be able to step between those hands. Now we want to lift the inner arch of the left foot just a hair. So the pinky edge side of your left foot, the entire pinky edge side goes down. We lift the inner arch, and what that does is help you squeeze your left leg nice and straight. It's going to make it your power source to help you keep pushing your left hip forward as you pull your right hip back. Trying to square the hips off under the shoulders so we get that good stretch on the left side, right? That's what we want. So we don't bend the knee to try to cheat our hip around. Squeeze the leg nice and straight. Let it open up over time. And breathe, right? We're holding it. That's beautiful work. Gotta breathe. Yes, Michael, that looks awesome. On an inhale, maybe reach back, maybe even glance up and back. Exhale, your hands are gonna go down. Frame your foot. Step your right foot back and move through your flow. On your inhale, glide your left leg up. On your exhale, shoulders over wrist, knee to forehead, round spine, tuck chin, try touching knee and forehead. Inhale the leg long. Exhale, do it again. We're moving with these inhales and exhales. They're creating a little extra space in your body to help get the knee up. So inhale the leg long. Exhale completely and pull up the knee for 3, 2, try to step between your hands. Spin the right heel down and inhale up. Warrior one. We take a quick peek for the left big toe past the knee. We lift the inner arch of the right foot now. Pinky edge side down, right hip forward, left hip back. From the waist up, you really got to remember mountain pose, because it's easy to focus from the waist down and we kind of drop the belly out. The more you drop the belly out, the more you lose the stretch. Suck the belly in for a little straighter spine. Think tailbone a little bit more towards the floor. The more you can drop it down, the more you're going to create that stretch, opening you up. Breathe. I will remind you to breathe this entire class. On an inhale, maybe reach back, maybe even glance up and back. Exhale, hands down. Step your foot back and move through your flow. So this will be another one breath, one movement, right? Warrior one, once on the right side, once on the left side. If you want to leave the ab work in, leave it in. If you want to take it out, you take it out. You make a choice for yourself. But I inhale, I move. Exhale, I'm going to move again. And remember, no right or wrong answer. Figure out what you need for yourself today. Yvonne, that's a beautiful practice. So I'm going to point it out. It's not so much just moving through the postures and getting there. It's moving with intention. And that doesn't mean it has to be slow or fast. It's just intention. Are you really present on your mat? Stacy, that's awesome. The wobble right there, that's awesome. That's your mind still figuring it out, right? And we get to move and we catch ourselves and we come back, because the more you come back into something, the more your mind's going to learn that moment. So it's not about not falling out. It's not about not wobbling. It's about giving your mind a chance to learn. Wherever you are in movement, you belong there. Keep breathing, keep moving. Everyone else, exhale your air out. Empty, empty lungs. Nice big breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop, front of your mat. Daniela, don't worry, don't rush. You get there when you get there, girl. Separate the feet, hips distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, hips down, arms up, chair pose. Right back into your chair pose. So even though we did some stuff in between, the mind has muscle memory. Try to go right where you left off on your first chair, nice and low. Now close the eyes, right? And just breathe. Close the eyes and try to even focus and maybe even hear the breath through the ears, right? Breathe, slow and full. Just like that first plank, the quicker you breathe, the quicker you choke yourself out. Slow it down. Remember your tools. We lift the inner arches of the feet just a hair, right? So the more you lift the inner arches of the feet, just a hair, and let the toes float down. Don't lift the toes up. That helps you activate their muscles from inner ankle straight up through your groin. You now have 2 solid legs working for you. Sit a little lower, lift your heart up just a little higher. Chin up off your chest. If you drop your chin, it closes off the throat a little bit, making it harder to get fuel to the muscles, right? Harder to get that oxygen in the body. Take a big, full, deep breath in and stand straight up. Take a back bend if you want it. On your exhale, fall into your forward fold. Take a second, right? Wiggle your shoulders if you want, wiggle the thighs, flutter the lips too, right, if you want. That helps you relax the muscles in your jaw. We tend to squeeze those muscles when we work hard. They're not helping you do anything, right? So relax the face. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands go down, hop or step back, and move through your flow. Empty the lungs. Body breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide the right leg up. Exhale, step it all the way through between your fingers. Walk your toes up between your hands. Leave your back heel lifted, all 10 toes face forward. I want to take a nice early twist. So on your inhale, just your right arm up to the ceiling. We reach up, left hand down. Now, the straighter you squeeze the left leg, the more you're going to bump your left hip up parallel with the right. It's going to help you start that twist right at the base of your spine. Think of your spine as a strand of DNA right now. We're trying to wring it all the way out through the crown of your head. Right? So squeeze the left leg straight, suck your belly in. Now think left shoulder towards your right knee and right knee towards your left shoulder. The more you scissor together, the more we're going to create that twist in the mid-spine. You're reaching straight up. Don't let the arm float behind you and look for the back of the right palm to complete the twist in the next spine. Take an inhale. Try to touch the ceiling right from where you are. On your exhale, float the right hand down. Left heel finds the mat. Inhale up into warrior one. Open up into your warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. Now, you might have to shift the front foot a little bit more forward because you open your hips up. So you add all that space of your hips, right? Take a peek for the big toe, walk the right toes out if you need, wiggle the left foot back, whatever works for you, but knee over ankle. Look back over the right fingertips. Now, even though we're reaching for both ends of the room, if you let your fingertips just kind of hang out, your shoulders are doing all the work. You're going to burn them out. Squeeze the fingers together. It helps you wrap the muscles around the bone in the arm to make them lighter, but you got to drop your shoulders away from your ears as much as you try to touch for both ends of the room. We don't want to crowd the ears. You relax and get really long, take up a lot of space. On an inhale, try to touch both ends of the room right from where you are. On your exhale, windmill your hands down to your mat, step your right foot back and move through your flow. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, steps it all the way through. Walk the toes up, right heel lifted. On the inhale, just the left arm straight up to the ceiling. We tend to forget about the back leg because we focus on upper body here, right? So squeeze the right leg nice and straight, suck in the belly. Right shoulder, left knee, right shoulder. Keep trying to scissor together. Pushing the floor away is just as important as much trying to touch the ceiling, right? So don't let your shoulders slide onto your back. Push the floor all the way away. Keep trying to touch the ceiling. Straight up and look for the back of the left palm. Really complete that twist. You got one more breath here. Try to touch the ceiling. On your exhale, hand comes down, frame the foot. Right heel finds the mat. Inhale up. Exhale to pop open. Breathe. Now we know knee over ankle. We know the back leg is straight and strong. We're relaxing the shoulders. We're reaching. What we tend to forget about, mid belly, right? The midsection. If you drop your belly out and the tailbone pops out, you want a straight spine here. So think tailbone down, belly in for a nice straight spine. Think heart up the whole time. It's going to help you create length in your spine. We build on to postures, right? So the straighter your spine is here, when we get into future postures, you'll see, especially reverse warrior, it'll help you feel more in that posture the more you focus here and setting your foundation. So stay low in your lunge. Inhale, reach nice and long. Exhale, windmill the hands down, step the foot back, and move through your flow. When you get back to down dog, it's yours again. One breath, one movement. Warrior one, warrior two, once on each side. If you want to leave the twist in, you leave it in. If you want to take it out, you take it out. If you're leaving your twist in, remember the leg that steps forward, that's the arm that reaches for the ceiling. Breathe and move. And maybe one breath, one movement looks like child's pose. That's just as powerful because that is a clear choice. Make a clear choice for yourself. It's a beautiful thing to do things as a community, right? We're doing them as a whole, even if you can't see anyone else. And then we get to do them on our own and make the yoga our own. And that's what you do with one breath, one movement. And wherever you are with that movement, you keep going. Everyone else, empty it out. Take that body breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop on your mat. Feet hips distance. And most of you know this is your chair coming again, your third chair. So set yourself up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, find your chair pose. Now, the operative word I used was yours. It's your chair, no one else's. So close your eyes again, breathe, and do what you need for yourself. If you need to be kinder to your body today, fall into forward fold whenever you're ready. If you're practicing next to somebody, nobody knows what you're doing. It's just you. Your eyes are closed. You have no one to impress. Figure yourself out. If you need to work harder, you have all the tools. You breathe deep, you'll work harder. If you need the rest, you find your forward fold, you breathe deep, you will recover quicker. The common thread, no matter where you are in the world right now, that we are all sharing is our breath. You breathe deep. No matter what you're doing, take a big, full, deep breath in. On your exhale, just dive into forward fold. Let it go. Good. Empty the body. Take a couple breaths. Yeah, wiggle it out. Maybe wiggle the head a little bit. Thank you for reminding me, Jessica. That was a good call. Wiggle the shoulders if you want. If you want to add a little extra weight, you can hook your hands right inside your elbows and add the weight of your arms. Let your head hang nice and heavy. It's one of the heaviest parts of the body. It's going to help you stretch. Now, if you want to stretch your hamstrings more, squeeze your legs nice and straight. It'll stretch the hamstrings. You want to release the low back a little bit more, take a little bend in the knees. It's going to help release the back. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, let your arms hang, bend the knees deeply, reach for opposite elbow right behind your knees, and then slowly start to straighten the legs a little bit. It's going to help add a little bit more. So I'll give you guys a quick little example. I'm even going to stand up here and show you. So you can reach for opposite elbow right behind the knees and slowly start to straighten the legs just a little bit. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Take one more breath. Feel your stretch wherever it is. Let the arms hang heavy. Squeeze the legs straight. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands go down. Hopper step back. Take a nice, slow flow. On your inhale, right leg glides up, exhale, steps it through. Back heel's gonna find the mat, inhale up into warrior one, open up into your warrior two. Now take a second here, set your warrior two up, right? Get a nice warrior two foundation. We twisted, and now we're gonna open up the side of the body in our reverse warrior. So the lower you sit in the lunge, straighter the spine is, the more you're gonna feel that stretch on your right side ribs here in a moment. So keep the hips where they are. You're going to use belly strength, and we're not going to let the hips flip. We're going to use belly strength to move the torso. Flip your right palm up. On your inhale, lean forward, reach up, and slightly back. Now your left hand finds your shin or your thigh, never the side of your knee. Your right palm's going to face the back wall. The lower you sit in this lunge, the straighter you squeeze the right arm, the more you're going to feel that stretch on the right side ribs. Avoid collapsing into your left side hip by puffing your right side ribs forward and up with your inhales. Continue to reach up and then slightly back with the exhales. Use your heavy arm to create that lever, create more of a stretch. Take a big breath in, send it to your right side rib cage. On your exhale, windmill your hands down to your mat. Step your foot back and flow. Let your breath carry you into warrior two on the left side and pause right there. No rush to get there. Your breath's going to take you there, and you're going to pause. And when you pause there, that's your moment to start to feel your body and where it is in space and clean up your warrior two. Right? Relax the shoulders, reach nice and long, nice straight spine, tailbone down, belly in. Continue to breathe. Cement the hips. Keep them nice and solid right where they are. Flip the left palm up on your inhale, lean forward, reach up, slightly back. Now right hand finds shin or thigh, left palm faces the back wall. We never reach straight back for the wall behind you. You're always reaching for where the wall and ceiling meet. It's gonna help keep you from collapsing on the right side hip. Good. That's beautiful. Yeah, Kate, so if your hand made it all the way around to your front thigh, don't push back, push down, straight down with that hand. It's gonna help lift the ribs up to help you create more stretch instead of just pushing you onto the side. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, windmill the hands down, step the foot back and move through your flow. That was great work, Kate. When you get to your down dog, this will be your last one breath, one movement of class. Warrior one, warrior two, reverse your warrior. Now I kept it simple because I really want to encourage you to close your eyes as you move through this flow. So we're moving a lot here, right? We're staying low, our legs are separated. What's gonna happen is when you close the eyes, you're gonna wobble a whole bunch. You might even fall out a little bit, right? You might have to catch yourself. But what you're doing is teaching your mind how to figure out how to move through space without seeing it. We rely so much on sight for balance. The more you close your eyes, the more those wobbles happen, the more your mind will learn how to figure it out and take those wobbles out. So don't worry about what you look like. Don't worry about reaching so far back or sitting so low in your lunge. That comes. Give the mind a chance to learn. Breathe and move. Beautiful, Barbara. Closing your eyes really helps you internalize, right? Really giving you some intention on your movements. So if you're moving, you belong there. You keep breathing, you keep moving. Everyone else, exhale the air. Full body breath in. And exhale. Bring your knees down to your mat, come into tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists directly under your shoulders. Take a few cat-cows. Inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Your belly's gonna drop out. Exhale, round your spine deeply, tuck your chin in nice and tight. Come back to a flat, neutral spine. Spread your fingers wide, push the floor all the way away. Don't let your shoulder blades touch on your back. Chin off your chest, stare at a spot right underneath you. That's it. Now tuck your toes underneath you and lift your knees up just 2 inches. Just 2 inches straight up off the floor. That's it. Point the tailbone slightly towards the heels. Squeeze the belly nice and tight. We're going to fire up your belly. We're going to find it so that we're going to do some stuff in a moment here. We're going to have fun. We're going to find this belly right now. If you're starting to feel pressure on your wrists, you're forgetting to push away. Push up even more. That's it. Chin off the chest. You got 5, 4, point the tailbone slightly towards the heels. 3, chin up again. 2, suck your belly in. 1, push away. Bring your knees down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Take 1 cat-cow, nice and deep. Use your breath, facilitate your stretch. The deeper the inhale, the more you're gonna stretch your belly when you drop it. The more complete the exhale, the more space you leave to round your spine. Really get nice mobility in there. Come back to your flat neutral spine. Spread your fingers wide. On your inhale, glide just your right leg straight back. Just the right leg for now. Point or flex your toes, whatever works for you. We want the leg squeezing nice and straight, but don't let the right hip pop up towards the side wall. Point it more back down towards your mat, squaring your hips off. Now push your right hand more down, push the left knee more down, left arm comes forward and up, bicep by your ear. Palm faces the wall next to you, so thumb towards the ceiling, but you gotta think more shoulder to your ear, not bicep. The straighter you reach forward, the straighter you kick back, the more you're activating stabilization muscles. So squeeze the belly. We found it for a reason. We're gonna add movement in now. So inhale, fingertip away from your toes. On your exhale, round your spine and touch your elbow and knee underneath you. Nice and slow. Inhale, arm long, leg long. Exhale, you do it again. The slower you move, the more stability you create for yourself. Inhale, arm long, leg long. Exhale, last one, elbow, knee touch, squeeze and hold. 3, 2, arm long, leg long. Float them both down and take 1 cat-cow. Good work. Stretch your belly. Michael, that's a good call. I'm going to add that after we do another set. So I'm not going to tell everybody what that was. It's a little surprise from Michael for you guys. Here we go. Set it up again. Spread the fingers wide. Push the floor away. On your inhale, left leg straight back and pause. I know we like to stick the right arm up right away, but let's find this moment. Let's work in stages. Square your hips off, left hip down. Suck the belly in. Right arm forward. We're doing the other side. You got it. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Think right shoulder by your ear. Reach nice and long. Kick straight back. Take an inhale. On your exhale, elbow, knee touch. Nice and slow. Use the exhale, creating extra space. Inhale, arm long, leg long. Exhale, we do it again. Inhale, arm long, leg long. Exhale, elbow, knee touch. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze the belly tight for 3, 2, arm long, leg long. Float them both down. Take your cat-cow. You have earned it. Now, this one's from Michael. If you want to add a little bit more movement, you get to roll your head gently one way, maybe roll it gently the other way, maybe sway your hips even a little side to side. Maybe you just keep cat-cowing if that feels real good. Listen to the body. We come back to a flat, neutral spine. Tuck your toes underneath you, push yourself into down dog. Empty the lungs. Big breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glance forward, walk or hop, front of your mat. That's it. Feet together to touch now. Squeeze legs all the way together. Toes, heels touch. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, sit your hips down, arms up, palms press, thunderbolt. Biceps by your ears, but don't interlace your fingers. Push your palms flat together, cross only your thumbs. We're gonna use that leverage here in a moment. Now you could C-curve your spine, so sit nice and low, poke the butt out, but you gotta keep lifting your heart right back up. We wanna keep our heart above our hips here in a moment. So sit a little lower, lift up your heart, slide your hands right to heart center. Inhale your heart up. On your exhale, you twist. Left elbow outside, right knee. Hook your elbow over your knee. Then if you see your right knee pull forward, right, you got to pull it back more. It tends to pull forward. If your knees aren't square, your hips are not square. Your hips are stealing your twist. Stack your elbows out right on top of one another. Don't let the top elbow drop, because now you get to use the leverage of palm into palm and elbow into thigh. With every exhale, keep rolling your heart up towards the ceiling. If your hands are at heart center and you want to fly away or bind, now's the time. Right arm up, left arm down. If you're going for that bind, right arm drops behind the back, left hand goes under the thigh, searching for the right from behind. Right? The more you keep trying, one day maybe we find it. You got one more breath. Look over your right shoulder here. Come back to center, hips down, heart up, dive, forward fold. Take a second to take a breath. You breathe. We didn't go straight to the other side. I want to give you a chance to re-energize and have that same energy going to the other side. Now here we go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, hips down, arms up, palms pressed, thunderbolt. We won't be here as long, so squeeze your inner thighs, sit a little lower. Lean back, lift up the heart, slide the hands to heart center. Inhale the heart up, exhale, you twist, right elbow, left knee. Now, if you can't get that elbow, I'm gonna step up here to hook over the knee. If you can only get to maybe your right knee, straighten that bottom arm, grab that left thigh and reach straight up. And over time, we're gonna get to open up more, and then we're gonna be able to drop down and catch that elbow. Right, we want to create a nice twist. That was a great adjustment, Vogue. That's it. Now reach straight up. Don't let the arm float behind you. Yes, that was it. Beautiful. That's the difference right there. If the hands made it to heart center, fly away or bind. It's your time. But every exhale, your breath leaves a little bit of space. Utilize the space of breath left behind to roll the barrel of your chest up towards the ceiling. You got one more breath. Come back to center. Hips down, heart up. Dive, forward fold. Take a breath. That was beautiful work, Vogue. You breathe. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, the hands go down, hop or step back, and move through your flow. Now that we've really loosened up, lengthened out, and twisted out the spine, we're gonna have a little fun with some balance. We're gonna take a nice, cool twist with that. So exhale your air out. Take your breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide the right leg up. Exhale, steps it all the way through. Now, back heel stays lifted. You want all 10 toes to face forward. Walk your right foot more towards your right hand and wiggle your left foot even further back. You want to be standing on opposite railroad tracks. You want to be standing nice and long. It's a lower center of gravity. Plug your big toes down and inhale your arms up. Biceps by your ears. It's called high lunge, but I call it low lunge because I want you to stay nice and low in your lunge. The straighter you squeeze your left leg, the more stability you create from the waist down. So much of your balance comes from your belly. It's a majority of your body weight, the torso. If you let your belly drop out, it gets crazy wobbly. You got to suck the belly in and continue to breathe. Now we're going to add an awkward twist. So inhale your heart up. On your exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Now we have a tendency when we do this twist to kind of lean forward. You got to reach more back with the arm. And what that's going to do is pull your more over your hips. The more you lean forward here, the more we kind of kink the spine. We want a nice straight spine. Every exhale, twist just a little bit more. Got one more breath. Try to twist open. Come back to center with control. Inhale, reach up, maybe glance up. Exhale, hands come down, frame your foot and pause right here. I'm gonna go back to my little pee-wee football playing days. We're gonna do a mountain climber, it's called. So place some weight into your hands and listen carefully. You're gonna hop step, right? So here we go. Right leg back, left leg forward. Yes, that's it. Do it again. Left leg back, right leg forward, because that was terrible. I'm just playing. Let's do it one more time. Right leg back, left leg forward. Good work. Now walk the left foot towards your left hand. Wiggle the right foot further back. Plug the big toes down and inhale up. Low lunge. Stay nice and low. Set yourself up. Breathe. Hold the posture. Don't hold your breath. Squeeze the belly nice and tight. Inhale the heart up. On your exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Twist. Up. Nope. Right arm forward, left leg back. Sorry, I was looking at somebody that had their legs the other way. Here we go. We twist. But you guys knew what I was talking about anyway. I love it. Reach more back with the left arm. Pull your shoulders back over your hips more. Every exhale, try to twist into that space. Really try to square your shoulders off to the wall you're facing. You got one more breath to try to twist a little bit more. Come back to center. Inhale, reach up, maybe glance up. Exhale, hands down. Step the foot back and move through your flow. Awesome. Beautiful. We made it to half pigeon. Let's take a collective breath. Push, 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 push. Big breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, glide your right leg up. Exhale, step it through to half pigeon. Now your right foot's gonna come toward the left side of your mat. Here's where it gets intricate. You have to pay attention to your details. You want your right knee out wider than your right shoulder. You don't want it underneath you. You want it out past the shoulder. That's where the stretch lives. Left leg long and straight behind you. Untuck your left toes. Take an inhale. Pull your heart and chest forward. Then on your exhale, maybe start to walk the hands out, right? Maybe you lower down to your forearms first. That feels good. You want to go deeper, you can lie flat down on your mat. And then you breathe. So if you can't get the knee out from underneath you and you need an adjustment, flip on your back. Let's see if we could talk through this one. Actually, everybody looks pretty good here. Yeah, I think we're all looking pretty good. I love it. Everybody that I could see, I should say. Now, it takes a long time for the mind to let go of the hips. You get to use your breath again here and you get to see how powerful it is, right? It's not just when you're trying to recover real quick or work real hard. It's when you're trying to let go and relax just as quick and just as hard. Big breaths in, let the air fall out of your body. Every time you sink a little deeper into your mat, it's another muscle that the mind just let go of. It was holding on to subconsciously. And the mind does hold on, and that is simply because your hips drive you through the world. That's why they're one of the tightest joints in your body. Everything we do, the hips do for you. I've been struggling for a decade to explain it a different way, but it's so simple. Walk, run, sit, stand. It's that basic and elementary. Your hips drive all that motion. So the mind really doesn't want to let go of the hips. You got to take big breaths in, big breaths out. Try to give it time to let go. Wherever you are with your breath, empty, empty, empty. Take a body breath in and exhale. Take about 3 more honest, full breaths. Right? Your breath, your time. When you feel like you're ready to move, that's when you're going to bring your hands under your shoulders. And that's when you push the floor away from you. You're going to bring your right leg back to meet your left. Maybe move through a flow, maybe go straight to down dog, whatever you think is going to feel better for you. But once you hit your down dog, don't wait for my words. I'm not going to walk everybody into it. You're going to find the left side on your own. Remember to use your breath. So when you're ready, you inhale your left leg up, exhale it through. It's going to help your left knee come up and out just a little further. And then once the right leg is straight, don't forget, take another inhale to pull your heart forward. Then on your exhale, start to walk your hands out in front of you. It'll help you kind of glide past your shin instead of just collapse down on top of it. And then you start to breathe again. Maybe you have to back out a little. Maybe you get to go a little deeper. Meet your body where it is. Don't try to match the other side. Just continue to use your breath. And your breath will help your mind relax, because your mind always wants to protect you in the way of making things easier for you, I should say, right? It wants to help you, so it thinks. So it'll trick you. Right where it gets super intense, and your mind says, fidget just a little bit. If you shift a little, it's going to feel better for you. It's your mind's way of trying to hold on to your hips, because you have to use muscle to fidget. So if you can breathe into that moment and straight through that moment and stay, the deeper the stretch will happen, and it'll be a greater release once you finally do move. So really focus on your breath. Take a deep breath, so exhale your air. And let that full deep breath enter the body, big and full. And exhale. Got about another 3 breaths right here. Doesn't have to be the same amount of breaths you did on the other side. When you're ready, hands under your shoulders. Yeah, Liv, whenever you're ready, that's beautiful. You make your way out. You could take a last flow of class if you feel like it. Maybe you go straight to down dog here. No rush, we'll meet in down dog. Okay. Bring your knees to your mat. Push yourself up to standing on your knees. We're going to do a set of camel. Separate knees, hips distance. You want to measure it. Same concept. 2 fists right between the knees. Hands to your low back, not your butt. And what that's going to do is help keep you from just hinging in your low back. We're going to create a nice back bend. Fingers face down. Elbows more together. Try to touch your elbows together behind you. It's helping you stretch open your chest and open up your heart. Seal your lips. Small sips of air through the nose. Keep the eyes open to avoid dizziness. Push your hips forward. Lift up your heart, relax the front of your throat first, let the weight of your head go. So even if your shoulders stay right over your hips, but weight of head's gone, throat's open, you're in camel. If you want to go deeper, you start to look for the back of the room. If you see that back of the room, you get to reach for the heels, fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outsides of your arches. Don't collapse back. Keep using your fingers to push your hips forward and lift up your heart the entire time. Beautiful, Daniela. If the hands are on the heels, they come back to the lower back and slowly level off your chin. Once it levels, sit your hips down, hands to heart center on your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. We're just going to take a breath right here. Flutter your eyes open. Any way that's comfortable to you, bring your legs out long in front of you, but scoot all the way forward. So we're not going to fold forward here. We're going to roll backwards in a second. We want your head to hit your mat. So scoot all the way forward on your mat. Toes, heels touch. Flex your toes towards your face. Reach straight forward, not up. Reach straight forward. Squeeze the arms tight. You're going to use them as a counterbalance. Now squeeze the belly tight and slowly roll backwards and down. This is it for class right here. So use your belly to roll you down. Touch your tailbone first, Touch the head last. And then once your head hits your mat, sprawl open into your Savasana. Put a heel at least in each corner of your mat. Heels in, toes fall out to the sides, arms away from your body, flip your palms up, and close your eyes. If your eyes are open, you can't be in this pose. The eyes are a muscle. So even if you think, dude, I'm just staring at the ceiling, I'm not even thinking about anything, your mind has to process the images it sees. It does not have a chance to let go, right? It doesn't have a choice. So close your eyes and use your breath. Big body breaths in and let the air just fall out of your body. Don't even push it out. This is a chance, if you're lucky enough, for your mind to let go of body. Breathe. Worked super hard. Take this moment to breathe. And I want to take this moment to thank all of you for finding your mats today. I wanted to say this morning, but I don't know where you are in the world. So thank you for taking an hour for yourself. Any of you who know Yoga to the People and have taken class at any of our studios know this setup that we have, even though it's online, it's the same as if you walked into a class where we just hold a tissue box, right? So for a decade now, I've been teaching here. I've been saying this the same way because I truly mean it in my heart. And that is whatever love you guys are able to donate. You know, in class, it's in a tissue box. And online here, we have a donate button. So if you're able to donate, it's love. It's not love for a teacher. It's not even love for Yoga to the People. It's love for each other. All the people that got to take this class and all the people that get to come all the time now and take this class. Whether you do have $1 or not to donate, you're welcomed here with open arms to share your yoga, and that is beautiful. So please, we genuinely appreciate whatever you're in a position to donate, but please keep coming and finding your mat. And please spread the word, especially now. If you have friends in Iowa, if you have friends in Australia, right, where there's no Yoga to the People, they can take a class, they can get this experience. You have friends anywhere in the world, invite them, let them know this exists and it's here for them. And they can get an hour to breathe and move with like-minded people. And that's really a beautiful thing to be a part of. So thanks for being a part of this community and helping it grow. We have really exciting things happening online, right? We have teacher trainings happening right online through Zoom. It's beautiful. If you want to know more about the practice, if you want to know more about yourself, come, check it out. Right? Ask questions. Somebody will always answer your questions. You can reach out to us through email. Somebody will always answer that email for you. I'm going to end class with a quote and ringing of the Tibetan singing bowl. Actually, I'm not going to ring the singing bowl because I don't know how it's going to sound, but I had it here. I really wanted to ring it. So I'm just going to read a quote for you guys. It's from Maya Angelou. And in these times, I feel like it's really beautiful, this quote, and it's something to maybe remember. Especially with social distancing happening, there's still a way that we can honor and respect and treat people. And she says, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget the way you made them feel. Exhale all your air out. Take the biggest, fullest, deepest breath you've taken of this day so far. Feel your body actually rise. And exhale. Thank you all so much for sharing your yoga. And we hope to see you at another class real soon.